Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Brown in for Allison Ferget. Well, after the heavy snow, alternate side parking rules remain in effect. They started last night at 6 p.m. and end on 6 p.m. Sunday. So that means you have to move your vehicle to the even side of the street on even days and the odd numbered side on odd numbered days.
Well, the good news for the roads, at least, is that heavy snow is really out of the way, and it's looking like we're going to have a mostly dry week ahead of us, which is good news after the wet start to February that we've had. On radar, there's some very light snow out there. I doubt much of that is even reaching the ground. We'll continue to see the chance for some scattered flurries as we go into the morning hours, but really not looking at too much more in terms of amounts. Here's what we have through about 2 p.m. today. This is your storm totals. New Lisbon topping the charts at 8 inches. Those higher amounts really sitting wherever that that narrow band of snow passed through this morning. As we go to those lower amounts, everybody at least picking up some. Eau Claire with 2.3 inches. I would take that La Crosse total with a grain of salt. It's likely closer to the Holman total. I don't think those morning results were added on there. But overall, everybody got a good healthy dosage of snowfall out there. Right now, we're not looking too bad. Those temperatures are going to be falling pretty quickly though as we go into tonight, and those winds are already picking up. Already seeing gusts of around 24 miles an hour in Eau Claire, and those are only going to continue to increase as we go into tomorrow morning. Because of that, we still do have that alert day extended into your afternoon tomorrow because of those gusty conditions out there. It's not going to be extremely windy, but it will be windy enough that we could have some of that fresh light snowfall blowing around, which could cause for some hazardous travel, whether that's with drifting snow or with blowing snow that could cause some reduced visibility. So overall, the snow is out of the picture, thankfully, but we still do have some windy conditions that could cause some minor impacts tomorrow, so definitely something to be aware of.
All right, we will be. Thank you. A Cuba City man is in custody after allegedly firing a gun from his vehicle multiple times while driving. Vernon County Sheriff's Office received 2 separate phone calls about it. The first call, a motorist claimed the driver of another vehicle discharged a firearm multiple times. A second call, the driver claimed they were rear-ended and stated that he had firearms in the vehicle. That second caller was identified as 49-year-old Justice William Kelly. He was taken to the Sheriff's Office Detention Center and booked on potential charges of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. The La Crosse Democratic Party held a meeting with Judge Susan Crawford this morning. With the spring primary election less than 2 months away, Crawford is pushing for her spot for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. She mentions the impact the election will have on Wisconsinites.
This election is coming up pretty quick on April 1st. That is a little over 6 weeks away now. And the stakes of this election really could not be higher. This is going to affect the future of our state, the future for all of our kids and grandkids, and it's also going to affect all of our personal rights.
Again, the date to vote in the election is April 1st. Brittany Kinzer was at the GOP caucus in La Crosse this morning as she continues to run for state superintendent of public instruction. Brittany Kinzer, Jeff Wright, and incumbent Jill Underly are running for a spot for the April general election.
So I want to make sure that we continue to have our high standards that Governor Evers put into place when he was superintendent, restore those high standards and ensure that our teachers have training and support they need to make sure our children are getting the phonics so they can read, write, and do math well.
On Tuesday's election, 2 of the 3 will advance to the general election in April. This week, Vice President J.D. Vance stunned leaders in Europe, questioning whether their values warranted defense by the United States. Vance spoke in Munich, painting a picture of European politics infected by media censorship and political correctness. Here's CBS's Elizabeth Palmer.
The vice president's speech was a broadside aimed at European leaders who just weren't expecting it, especially Germany's. It's not only hosting the conference, but will be heading into national elections next week. The address accused mainstream European politicians of failing to control immigration and then eroding free speech by muzzling far-right anti-immigration parties.
The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within.
The chill in the room gave way to real anger. Germany's defense minister Boris Pistorius said comparing European governments to authoritarian regimes was just unacceptable. There has also been a furious reaction in the European media, too. The speech has been called vengeful, preachy, unkind, and above all, widening the rift between America and its allies and friends. Meanwhile, all eyes had been on a meeting between the U.S. Vice President and Secretary of State and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. But after only half an hour, the discussion ended with no new information on how the U.S. would help bring an end to Russia's war with Ukraine, or crucially, what role Ukraine itself would play in negotiations that will shape its own future. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Munich.
A fire broke out at a stadium concession stand at Richland High School early this morning. Around 4 a.m., the school district's maintenance team discovered the flames, with fire crews arriving shortly after. The school district is looking at next steps for repairs. They stated the fire appeared to be electrical in nature. No injuries were reported. The Children's Museum of La Crosse hosted their chemistry club this afternoon. The kids get to develop problem-solving skills as they observe and try to understand the why and how behind chemical reactions. A UWL volunteer says encouraging curiosity and exploration is key to developing critical thinking.
We're just trying to expose children to science, spread our love and joy for science. We're all biochemistry majors, so we're trying to get them started as young as possible. And it's always fun seeing the kids' joy when they make something new for the first time.
The class's events and programming are free with a museum membership and admission. The school district of Bangor has announced the hire of Brian Wopat as their middle and high school principal this fall. Brian said, quote, "I look forward to working with staff, students, and the community to uphold the district's rich traditions, commitment to educational excellence, and immense sense of cardinal pride." Still to come, the release of 3 more Israeli hostages took place today. A closer look up ahead. And a new agreement between Ukraine and Germany that could help those affected by the war.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through February 26th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, March 6th through the 19th. Start earning on select softener salt. Rewards members pay $5.89. Blaine's Performance Dog Food, $27.99. Blaine's brand diesel oil or tractor fluid, $47.99 for rewards members. Plus, try new Dots barbecue pretzels, $5.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years,
while rapists walked free and victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
A cop. Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Hey, there's John McGivern.
You know John McGivern?
She sure does. What's up?
I'm trying to figure out which Medicare Advantage plan to choose.
That's easy. Network Health. They have plan options with the Part B Premium Give Back. That's money back in your pocket. Dental and vision benefits, even plans with a $0 monthly premium.
That's what I've been telling her.
I'm going to give them a call.
Call today, 833-7-NETWORK.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Tonight, Israel is celebrating the return of 3 more hostages, one of them an Israeli American. At the same time, Hamas took a swing at President Trump's plan for rebuilding Gaza by resettling Palestinians outside their territory. CBS's Chris Livesay reports from Tel Aviv on the latest developments.
After nearly 500 days in Hamas captivity, it's hard to imagine better news than this. Segi Dekel-Chen, an Israeli-American, hearing for the first time the name of his daughter, born just 2 months after he was kidnapped. Shahar Mazel, his wife Avital tells him. It means Dawn Luck, after a nickname he gave her when she was still in the womb. Hours earlier, Hamas paraded him through Gaza along with fellow hostages Sasha Trufanov and Yair Horn. They were not visibly emaciated like the 3 who came out last weekend. All 3 men were kidnapped from Nir Oz, a town left in ruins by the Hamas terror attack on October 7, 2023. Dekel-Chen was among the first to confront the terrorists. He was wounded and ultimately taken hostage, away from his family for 16 months. "I want Daddy," his daughter cried. On his way back to Israel, he wrote her and her 2 sisters a note. Daddy is on his way. As part of the ceasefire, Israel released hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, but this time dressing them in shirts that read, "We will not forgive or forget." Once they were freed, the shirts were destroyed.
Chris Livesay, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
An agreement between Ukraine and Germany could help those affected by the war. The president of Ukraine and Germany's head of the chancellery met today to sign a declaration of intent on Ukrainian unity hubs. The hubs are aimed at supporting Ukrainian refugees to find jobs and housing. A state high school fishing tournament on the Mississippi River today. More when we come back.
And we have a pretty bitter cold ahead of us going through the beginning of this upcoming week and lasting for the end of the week. I'll have all the details in your full forecast coming up right after the break.
Purple days have come to Home Sleep Express. Right now, get up to $900 off Purple adjustable mattress sets and pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery. Stop the aches and pains on a Purple mattress from Home Sleep Express.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Welcome to Luther High School. We'd like to give you a glimpse into what your child will experience here. Smaller class sizes, focusing on their needs. Exploration of the arts. Students working together. At Luther High School, you'll find a community building a foundation for the future and a family for life. For more information or to schedule a visit, go to lutherhigh.org or find us on Facebook at We Love Luther.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage. What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, buy one rug at sale price and get another one free. Mix and match from 30 different patterns, sizes, and shapes. And with rug experts in every showroom, you'll find your perfect rug match. BOGO Rugs, going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
100 high schools throughout the state competed in the Wisconsin State High School Fishing Tournament today. 1,200 participants hit the Mississippi for competitive ice fishing.
Every year we try to host one big tournament for our whole organization, and this one was the culmination of everything where kids qualified. We had 87 teams, 1,056 people had RSVP'd to be here today, so we can all come fish lacrosse. We've got, every team is a different school in the state, and we're excited as heck to be here, and we don't care if we win half the time, we just want to have fun going fishing.
Fair enough. The tournament was canceled 4 years in a row due to COVID and unsafe ice. Well, I foresee lots of ice fishing ahead for folks because we're certainly going to have the weather to keep that ice solid. Let's send it over to Nicole to see just how cold it's going to get.
Yeah, the ice is going to stay solid, but so are you if you're not bundling up out there. It's going to be very cold, bitterly cold as we go into the beginning of next week. It's going to start tomorrow. You're definitely going to feel it, but it won't be as bad. We also have just a slight chance to see a couple more scattered flurries going into your very early Sunday morning. Here we are around 3 a.m. starting to see some light flurry activity popping up in those morning hours, but as you can see, it moves out of the way pretty quickly, and then we're left with some pockets of sunshine going into the afternoon, but it's really not going to feel like we're getting the sun's warmth tomorrow, as our temperatures are going to be staying steady in those low teens out there. So here's a look at our overnight lows going into tomorrow morning. Most of us getting into the single digits, some of us really hanging on to those low teens. Really not feeling like we're seeing much of a warm up though as we go into tomorrow, especially with those breezy conditions out there. We're seeing winds sustained from the north around 15 to 20 miles an hour, so that's going to be making a pretty good dent on our wind chills out there. Most of us will be feeling, even though it'll be in the mid-teens out there, it's actually going to feel closer to 0 and possibly getting and staying below that for most of the day. Here's those wind gusts going in tomorrow. This is the reason that we still have those alert day conditions extended into tomorrow afternoon, because even though these aren't the windiest conditions we've ever seen, even just a light gust is enough to be able to pick up that light snow fluff that we have on the ground out there. So already at 6 in the morning, seeing wind gusts around 25 miles an hour. As we go later into the day, especially for areas south of I-90, wind gusts could be getting as high as 30 to even 35 miles an hour. Everywhere else, seeing wind gusts max out around 25 miles an hour. And then the good news is that lightens up pretty quickly as we go into tomorrow evening, and we shouldn't have to be worrying about too breezy of conditions, although the winds will still be somewhat present as we go into the weekday, and it will be making an impact on our wind chills. Here we are going into tomorrow morning for our wind chills. Again, waking up to below 0 wind chills, but this is going to feel like nothing compared to the weather that we have ahead of us. As we go throughout the afternoon, staying steady in those single digits below 0, but as we head into the evening, we're going to be dropping pretty quickly. Already 7 p.m. tomorrow, everybody in the double digits below 0, and then as we go into Monday morning, that's when the real cold air starts to come in. Everybody getting at least 20 below, some locations edging near 30 below, especially for areas west of the Mississippi where those winds can just get a tad bit stronger. That's when the wind chills are going to be the coldest as we go throughout the next few days. Even going throughout the day, Monday, really not feeling too much relief. Really the warmest that we'll feel is close to -10, maybe -15 even, and that's going to continue on into Tuesday and into Wednesday as well. So here's a look at our coldest morning wind chills that we have coming up in La Crosse. Tomorrow won't be too bad in the morning, staying just above 0, I should say. Tuesday morning though, really the coldest day, seeing -29 for that coldest wind chill in La Crosse, and it's a similar story in Eau Claire, actually getting below -30 at times. As we go towards the end of the week though, there's going to be some relief. Still very cold throughout the end of the week and into Friday as well. But as we look towards next weekend, we actually have a chance to be getting close to our normal highs and even possibly extending it. It's still a little bit of a ways out, but there is some time to have some 40s possibly popping up in the forecast, which is going to be feeling great after the single digit highs and the -15 lows out there. Very cold, but I guess the good or bad news, depending on how you look at it, is there's really not a big snow in the forecast for the next week, so we get a little bit of a break from that. But
yeah, it looks like it's going to be hard to have a case of the Mondays because it's going to be that cold.
Yeah.
It's just going to perk you right up.
Kind of numbs you though.
Yeah, you're not going to be sluggish. All right, thank you, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, the Badgers were going for a big win on the road. Plus, we go to the wrestling mat as area teams were competing in regionals. Kate is in next with sports. Pathways was formed to solve La Crosse's homeless problem, but 2 years in, how successful has it been? Monday at 6, a closer look at where the effort has succeeded and where they're still struggling. Monday at 6.
When you've trusted your personal injury case to Bygoff and Rohde, you're going to feel the weight of the world off your shoulders. You have to concern yourself with getting to the doctor and trying to get better. We'll do everything else. And that's how we get results for our clients.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. I'm out of here.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Everyone deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential. Discover how to live life to the fullest with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that empowers people with disabilities throughout their lives. An opportunity can make all the difference. And it all starts when you say yes. Call or visit the website to get help from a Thinkability Navigator today.
Ellie McClune is committed to La Crosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving La Crosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
After you've been injured in an accident, life becomes chaotic. You have doctor's appointments, medical bills, insurance adjusters harassing you to settle your claim. When you call Bygoff and Rohde, we take care of it all. We get results.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
The high school wrestling postseason is officially underway as today boys from across the state began wrestling regionals. Holmen was hosting a few D1 schools while Aquinas was hosting Division III. Top 4 advanced to sectionals, so we had a lot of wrestlers move on. Let's start in Holmen, starting with Toma's Blake Champlin in his quarterfinal match. Aggressive off the whistle, he's going to go ahead and get the takedown. He would win by tech fall, eventually taking third. We also had Rex Lancaster of Holmen, just a freshman, but wrestles like a senior. He would also earn a tech fall. He would finish the day in first place. Sparta's Pierce Matheson would pick up a fall in just 1 minute and 5 seconds. He would go on to take third on the day. And West Salem Bangor's Trevor Arntz was on a mission, takes his man down to his back, eventually getting the pin in just 54 seconds. One of 13 Catbirds to advance to next week. But the winners of this tournament, the Holmen Vikings. They also had 13 advance, 4 Vikings taking first place. And over at Aquinas High School, some D3 teams hitting the mat. We've got Westby's Clayton Geyer. He was trailing in the match, but gets his opponent on his back and gets the fall. He was fired up. He's moving on to sectionals. How about Cashin's Parker Millsnut in the semifinals, in control as he would pick up the fall. He would take second on the day and moves on to next week. Royal Waniwak's Emerson Murray, he's going to pick up a fall. He would finish in second place, moving on. Aquinas' Martez Sheard ranked second in D3 as a freshman and showing why on the mat today. Picks up the fall. He would go on to take first place. A lot of wrestlers moving on, but it was the Blue Golds who would take first as a team. They're sending 11 on to sectionals. And down in Richland Center, we had a few of our Division II teams hit the mat. GET Melman were the big winners of the day. They would take first in the team scores, sending 9 wrestlers through to sectionals. On the basketball court this afternoon, the 16th ranked Wisconsin Badgers hit the road to take on 7th ranked Purdue. Mackey Arena, a tough place to play, but if the Badgers want to prove themselves as one of the best in the Big Ten, a win today would help make the case. Let's go there. Starting in the first half, Badgers down 5, and they lose Kamari McGee on a questionable flagrant 2. runs into the screen, and he's gone. Wisconsin would actually go down 9, but they would fight back. Jack Janicki, the walk-on, drains the corner 3. Badgers down 6. Then with under a minute to play, John Tonje steps back 3. Money. Wisconsin trails by 1 at the half. Second half, Badgers down 3. Tonje for 3. Bucket plus the foul. 4-point play puts Wisconsin in front. A few minutes later, John Blackwell, soft defense, and he makes them pay. Another triple. Badgers go up 6. 8 minutes to play. Tonje, feeling the pressure, goes to the corner, and it's Janicki again. Another 3, a career high, 11 points off the bench. Wisconsin goes up 11. 5 minutes to play. Klesmit drives, finds Tonje underneath, throws down the two-handed slam. 32 points for Tonje as the Badgers pick up a huge win on the road, 94-84, the final. The Gophers get back in the win column as they took down USC 69-66. Minnesota scored 40 points in the second half. They are now 13-12 on the year. Down in Division III, the UWL men were on the road. They pick up their 10th conference win of the year, taking down Oshkosh 75-69. They never trailed in this one, and that brings them to 19-4 overall on the year. UWL women hosting number 5 Oshkosh. Close one late in the 4th, and Lauren Milne buries the triple. We're tied with under 10 to play. Titans with a chance to win it. The shot, no good. We're heading to overtime. And in OT, the threes were raining down for the Eagles. Grace Knupp on the wing. That's good. UWL goes up 5. Then with 30 seconds to play, it's Milne. Gets the open look and knocks it down. UWL up 6. And that would be enough. Eagles take down the 5th-ranked Titans 64-56. The Winona State men also with a big win on the basketball court, 83-58 the final. That puts them at 14-6 in the NSIC, which is good for a 5-way tie for first with 2 conference games to go. The Winona State women also picking up a win, 82-70. That snaps a 4-game skid, brings their record to 10-16 on the season. Some cool news out of Des Moines today. Former Aquinas standout and current Drake Bulldog Courtney Becker made her 60th career start, which puts her as the program's all-time leader in games played with 155. Becker scored 17 points, added 10 rebounds in Drake's win over Belmont. That puts them at 17-8 on the year. And to wrap up, the UWL wrestling team are officially WIAC champions for the 24th time in program history. The Eagles finished with 5 individual champions. They will now turn their attention to the NCAA Upper Midwest Regional. More news after the break.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made a most noble sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat or power again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Animals at a Florida zoo got a Valentine's Day surprise. Yesterday, a trio of North American river otters received ice treats and Valentine's-themed hula hoops to play with in the water, while some of the other animals were treated with one of their favorite snacks, strawberries. Oh, that's a healthy eating sloth right there. Oh, and a turtle. I like their choices. Way better than all the ice cream and cupcakes I consumed yesterday. All right, Nicole will have one final look at your weather right after the break.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm. The first Warn Weather Storm Runner. Only from News 8 Now. Expect more.
The 27th annual Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store. The proof is in the truth. And the truth is that the Board Store does offer higher quality at lower prices, as has been the case for the last 35 years. The 27th annual Early Bird Home Show. Superior products, superior service at the lowest prices of the year. Bath or kitchen remodels, windows or doors, pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, siding or gutters. Do it now. The 27th annual Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store.
Earn now, spend later during Blain's Farm and Fleet's Blain's Bucks event. Now through February 26th, rewards members earn $10 in Blain's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, March 6th through the 19th. Start earning on long-lasting tires. Buy 3, get 1 free. Save up to $100 in consumer rebates. Plus, if you find tires we carry somewhere else for less, we'll match the price and give you an extra $5 instant savings per tire. Find value on the things you value. Blain's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
You know what's on my mind? It's butt cold out here and I don't have any heat at home.
Well, gotta have heat, Einstein.
Up yours, smarty. I just don't know who to call.
Jacob said Chuck used the local company. The Primary Colors, the good one?
What?
What?
Huh?
Well, there's your sign.
Jeez Louise.
Moron.
Hey, putz.
Call GNC. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was worried when I found out Duke had to get knee surgery, but the process was easier than we thought.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
I have osteoporosis, but I know I can manage my bone health every single day. Osteoporosis is a disease that makes bones weak and more likely to break, but you can manage it. Eat a healthy diet, including calcium and vitamin D, regular exercise, and talk to a healthcare provider about treatment to keep your bones strong. Learn how to start on your own path to good bone health. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage leaf blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
We've had a very, very snowy start to February, already picking up over 6 inches in La Crosse. That really blows the January total out of the water, barely getting half an inch. And Eau Claire doubling it, and we're only halfway through the month. I mean, really don't have that many snow chances coming up as we go throughout the rest of the week, and that's really almost going to take us through the end of February. It's a short month.
I know a lot of people were wanting more snow. Hopefully they got enough of it.
They did.
Yeah, I was excited.
We sure did. 6 inches is good. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.